How are you, James?
Doing great. How are you?
Day three of Field to Come. We're surviving, and we've got two more exciting days ahead. But I'm here to talk to you because you've got a brand new sexy rebrand that we're all very much loving. But it's not just a new pretty face, I guess. I can imagine that it signifies a lot more for you. So I want to find out how you feel about it, what inspired you as a team to go in that direction, and how does this manifest the future for graphics?
Definitely. Well, first, thank you. I think it's really nice. The refreshing colors. I think the center point of our rebrand is you probably noticed that in the new DraftWise word mark, the I is now an ivy or a cursor, much like what you would see from a word processor. And it's very intentional. It's because we always focused on contract drafting and contract review. Can our users live within Microsoft Word? And they're looking at that ID every day. And that's kind of the center of all of work. So it signifies us meeting our users where they are, understanding deeply what they do, and also maintaining that focus on contract drafting, focus on contract review.
And with now an increasing number of users in the platform, you are at a maturity phase. You're no longer a startup, you're coming into that scale up sort of persona evolution, if you wish. And with that rebrand, I can imagine that there is a lot more underneath the surface of platform updates, new functionalities being introduced to those users. Some of that user feedback has come back to you and you are able to implement it. Can you tell us over the last year or so, how did the platform evolve?
Yeah, the platform has evolved significantly in the past year and largely focused on agentic data. So, the product we've had since the very beginning was helping lawyers access precedent for purposes of draft and review. Right? How do you draft the contract? Well, you start with a template or a precedent. You repurpose it, switching out the terms. You think about what deal terms you need to add. You analyze the market. You think about what your clients accepted before. And you understand what changes to your contracts. And that's how you draft. How do you review? Same thing. What can my client accept? Does it align with our policies? What language can I call in for precedent to use? So that's in the foundation, building on the foundation of valuable transactional data. We've launched AI agents over the past and built once. And this is in the hands of a number of firms. It's used every day. And it's really powerful because it builds upon the foundation of quality decision-making in transactional work and actually facilitates an AI to help you do the work for you. So now our users are doing things like uploading the term sheet and saying, draw inspiration from other deals that you've done in the same sector and just do a first pass on the term sheet. And then it does a first pass in 5 minutes. It does what would ordinarily take a much longer amount of time. And then that becomes the starting point for a human to come in and be the arbiter of good legal judgment. In the same way, you could open a markup of a dealer reviewing within DraftWise and say, cross-reference this against other work with these people from that management system. And let me know what I'm missing. Let me know what I should push back on. She'll actually make the changes for me as a first pass. And it does so in a way that's easy to audit. And that becomes just a further starting point for the users.
How many firms are now using the product?
So we have, over half of the top 10. We have more than a quarter of the AmLaw 100. We have a number of firms across Canada, Europe, and CERN. We also started working with Fortune 100 customers over the past year through the wall.
Fantastic to hear that. And how did that growth look like over the last 12 months? Did you initially focus on the top end of the market and went further down? Or was it a reversed situation where you initially worked with more of the bottom end of those AM 100 and 200 firms and worked your way to the top?
It was mostly top focus, but actually it wasn't an intentional decision to be top focus. It was an intentional decision to focus on a clear, discrete problem and solve it exceptionally well. And the problem that we solve exceptionally well is contract drafting. So you ask yourself, who suffers the most from contract draft? It's large law firms, it's mid-sized law firms, regional leaders who facilitate large businesses in that jurisdiction. It's large organizations like professional services companies, like insurance companies, who are drafting their own professional service agreements, drafting their own banking and credit agreements, loan agreements. So the people who spend all day drafting contracts, understanding the market, reviewing contracts are the ones who benefit most. And that's, of course, who was most drawn to our product.
And I know of many significant players on the market on the law firm side that they're big advocates for your product. They're not only happy users, but they're somewhat evangelists for what you built, which is, of course, some of the most enjoyable thing the founder can experience. Our customers are our best salespeople. Have this helped you acquire those corporate clients that you seem to be working very successfully with in that Fortune 100 companies that you just mentioned?
That's exactly right. Most of these Fortune 100 in-house customers actually came from law firm referrals. The legal teams at these Fortune 100 companies went to the law firm and said, what should I look at? They came to us, said very nice things, and that's how we got started.
Fantastic. And now, obviously, perhaps the work that those two sides collaborate over is connected by the product. And of course, that, I can imagine, brings a lot more creativity in your head as to what that future product development looks like. Are you guys anticipating any collaborative features that can connect the outside counsel to the in-house user?
So short answer is yes, but the way we're approaching this problem is specifically a partnership with certain customers. For example, a couple of our customers had a very deep connection to other organizations. They're already working together in a way that's more partnership than just the service provider and purchaser. And we're building a way for them to collaborate rebrand for the product on that front. So I don't think we're going to solve this, conceptually speaking. We're not going to solve this in a vacuum in a lab. We're going to build it for real for our customers, make it happen for those who are already working together, and then they work that way.
And we know that there's been a huge boom of technology procurement in this space. It has never been easier selling into law firms. It has been a lot easier selling to corporate legal teams in the last 12 to 24 months. And we know that a lot of those organizations, especially on the law firm side, tend to buy multiple solutions that often have overlapping features or overlapping benefits. That, of course, leads to a lot of us in the market to question what the retention will look like over the next few years. And that's an attribute by which I think a lot of startups will be treated as successful or as a little bit less successful. How do you feel? Are you confident about your retention in the coming years?
Yeah. Historically, our retention has been very good. And I think it's because we take a very measured approach with our customers. As a company, one of our core values is that we want to hold ourselves accountable to our customer of actually achieving their goals, right? We're not here to say the generative model works, therefore our job is done. We're here to say, what are the KPIs we care about? Let's confirm they're actually working. If they're not working, let's figure out together what we could do. Whether it's new features, whether it's us helping you with facilitating trading, whether it's something else. But instead of working together to achieve that goal. Because if we can achieve great leverage for your organization and help you solve these problems, it's going to be a monolithic partnership.
Fantastic. And where is a lot of that go-to-market focus for you over the next 12 months? Is it going to be a lot on that sort of future 100, future 200 companies? Is it going to be on the law firms? Do you see an even split, or does one present a higher priority to you?
I think that the right way to look at the question of where are we focusing our go-to-market energy is actually who suffers the problem the most and who is actively looking for solutions to this problem. And the answer is both sides are looking for solutions to this problem. Lots of boards of Fortune 100 companies have said, across the board, you have to find ways to gain efficiency. And if you happen to draft lots of credit agreements, if you happen to review lots of service agreements, and you want to do it significantly faster, then there is an urgent and a real value to our software. Lots of law firms. I mean, look at the show at ILTA. How many law firms are here? How many innovation teams have now AI committees and AI expertise? So there's clearly a demand and the ability to assess now law perspective. The short answer is it's going to be both. It's going to be a lot of it.
And law firms, while being users, are becoming also more of partners to a solution like yourself. You just said yourself that many of those big brand customers in Fortune 100 companies have come through law firm referrals. Do you see the immediate future one that we have those law firms not just as legal advisors, but also as technology advisors to those corporates, to those corporate customers?
I've already seen instances of this. I've seen, the AI teams at law firms already get involved with conversations with clients about their understanding of the legal roadmap, their understanding of solutions. In fact, some of our customers have been, who work with firms like Boring, Gunderson, Cooley, and many of the venture capital offers. Venture capitalists are asking that. What are the solutions that are working? What's working for you? What's not working for you? So that's just a specific instance of how law firms are already serving as advisors to their clients about AI.
And while I may be kind of drifting into a slightly more overall industry topic, with a potential deregulation in the industry and some of those technology executives in those law firms becoming a significant part and potentially fee earners in those law firms to that alternative channel of advising clients on technology, do you envision that we'll see people being invited to partnerships in those law firms, but not necessarily being able to crushable by the trading? How significant the role of the technologists in those law firms will become?
So, if I'm understanding your question right, you're saying, join the partnership, but not necessarily as a billing attorney drafting contracts or.
But you could be a billing technologist.
Exactly. So I think we already see similar analogies to this, right? There are knowledge management partners. There are innovation partners. You can join the partnership at an organization and demonstrate your values to the organization at a partner level. You recognize for that without being someone who is drafting contracts. So if it becomes valuable past the organization, I think, yeah.
Great. Yeah, I think it's very exciting for all people that are in these roles, because I think it brings further recognition to their contribution to the practice. And a lot of those people are here with us at this conference. One last question before we wrap up. We're halfway through the year, maybe a little bit further into that. What are some of the significant new improvements to your system that you look forward to later this year and early next year?
I mentioned that people are already using our tool for very ambitious things. Taking the first draft, about taking a precedent, taking a couple examples, taking a term sheet, and producing the next turn of the first draft of the negotiation. Said that people are doing things like taking a red line and saying, mark this up, just inspired by prior negotiations they've done. I mean, these are the things that excite me. I think that if you can truly help someone expedite the task and get to the meat of the matter, looking at the nuance, helping the client navigate the specific situation, telling them about pitfalls you've seen before, telling them about how you anticipate and market and multi, help people move into that strategic player. I think it's really exciting. So I think it's a lot of more of the same. We're a company focused on helping transactional lawyers leverage precedents, leverage market info, and make the best decisions they can for their clients. I think it's going to be more of that.
Fantastic. And I know that people can easily connect with your Salesforce and experience DraftWise. I know that you're present in North America, you're present in the UK. What future markets do you envision for yourself beyond those two destinations?
So we have a number of customers across Europe, Canada, different hotspots within the US itself, within South America, Australia, and Asia Pacific as well. So we'll go where our customers go. Right? Part of holding ourselves accountable to our customer goal is also meeting them, learning their culture, and figuring out how do we find the best combination of culture, process, people, and technology that actually achieves their goal. And that's it. Thank you. Yeah, great to see you.